Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Fran and today we are going to take a look into what I am packing in my Delphonics pouch for travel. So welcome back to all of my returning subscribers. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Fran of Journal with Fran, and like I said, we're going to take a look at this Delphonics pouch today. This is a very popular design that I've seen a lot of other planner friends on Instagram and YouTube also own. I purchased mine from Amazon because I did want it to arrive to me earlier. But yeah, some other items that I have on screen are this rickshaw bag and this Galen leather pen zip case, and that's because I am going to show you everything that I pack, or everything that I plan on packing for our 2.5-ish weeks of travel for the Thanksgiving holiday. So for 1 week we're going to be in New York, and then for the second week we're going to be in Orlando, and then we're going to fly back home from Orlando. So we're going to be in a lot of places, and to be honest with you, I don't really know how much time I'm going to have to journal like I do at home, but I still wanted to bring my journal because I do not want to back journal for 2 weeks. Like I want to be able to have some time to like jot stuff down and play with my stationery. That being said, let's start with the front pockets here. So I've actually left these two front pockets empty. I do have this magnetic pen from Planner Monkey Co. It says "Don't touch my pen," and I fell in love with these magnetic pins because they're flat, and so I felt like it was perfect. This is a perfect pin for this pouch because it's flat and it's got some pens in here. So this middle pocket I also have empty for now, and then in the 3 pen slots in the front I've got my glue stick that looks like a pen. I discovered this glue pen from Job's Journal, so I picked one up. I actually got this one on Amazon. I'm sure I paid an upsell price for it. Oops, just hit my head on my camera. And then the 2 pens that I have here, I decided not to put any fountain pens here, just in case like my toddler is able to grab it, so I don't want him messing with that. But I decided to bring 2 Energel Clenas just in case. They're both the 04, I was gonna say nib size, but I guess that's kind of true. And this one is the pink pen body with black ink, and this one is brown with brown ink, just in case I wanted a regular pen or like a non-fountain pen to write with. Okay, now we're gonna go into, there's 2 bigger outer pockets, which one of the things I love about the Delphonics pouch is indeed how many pockets there are. So I've got a couple things in each of these pockets here. The first one on this side is my Kodak Mini 2 retro printer, and so I did decide to jump from my Kodak Step to this, which is a thermal printer, and so pictures just come out so much better, and I'm so happy about it. And then in this pocket here I've got 2 things. The first is a sticker release book from Coffee Monsters Co. And this is just a couple of emoji stickers and some stickers that I feel like I might need on a daily basis if I'm like journaling reactions or what we did that day. And then this is a sticker folder from Coffee Monsters Co. that I actually kind of did some surgery on so that it's not like a button clasp, but I cut it so that it's just like a slit in the paper, and I did that just so that the folder would be more flat. And in this little folder I have all of the Coffee Monsters Co. like tiny icons, just because I feel like I like using the tiny icons when I'm planning for the week, or if I have a lot to say and I don't want to use like a slightly bigger sticker. So Instead of taking the tiny icons off and moving them here, I just am taking the full sheets. And then I'm also taking this New York vinyl so that I can put that into my journal when I journal about our time in New York. All right, and then on the side here, I did put this Yoseka keychain. It's the Yoseka Sailor pen that released for Stationery Fest, or yeah, for Stationery Fest. Instead of buying the pen, I bought the keychain of the pen because budgeting be like that sometimes. Okay, next we have the back pocket. So on the bottom, we have two pockets here. So one is longer and one's kind of a square. And then on the top, we have a full pocket with a Velcro closure. So I don't have too much in here. I'm still trying to decide really how I want to pack everything. But in this folder here, I noticed that my washi cards fit perfectly. So I brought a couple of washi here. So I brought some Christmas themed washi because once Thanksgiving is over, you bet your bottom dollar I will be using Christmas themed stuff. So yeah, got a couple Christmas themed stuff here. And then a bunch, oh, I do still have this for if I wanted to use some pumpkins before November ends. And then some neutrals and coffee. Coffee and neutrals are kind of like my go-to. And then these, I didn't like make these washi strip cards for the trip, but I did have it left over from a previous like weekend trip that we did. And so this one is like a Disney sampler of some Subtle Dreams Co. and Every Minute a Story washi, and so I intentionally brought them because we're going to Orlando to go to Disney World. And then more neutrals and coffee, and then the concrete jungle because we will be in the concrete jungle for Thanksgiving. And then in this pocket, I just stuffed this ruler just in case I need a ruler for anything. It didn't quite fit in this pocket with the washi, so I just left it here on its own, and I got it off Jet Pens, so if it does fall out, I won't be too sad about it. Okay, so now we're gonna go inside. I'm actually missing one journal here, but I'll explain. I'm not gonna use any of the pockets inside just because I feel like my outer pockets are quite full and I don't want to like worry about like jamming something on top of another thing that's in a pocket. So anyways, let's start with the two items that are already in the pouch. So this first item is a tiny container. I got the green one just to kind of contrast the blue, but this one is gonna have all of my stamps. So I'm gonna bring two of these mini VersaFine inks, one in Onyx Black and one in Vintage Sepia, an acrylic block, and then I kind of makeshifted like which stamps I wanted to take so that way I wouldn't have to take every single sheet just to use like the one stamp that I liked in that sheet. So it's actually an acrylic block that I just used both sides to stick the stamps on. So that's kind of like my storage acrylic block, and then this will be the acrylic block that I use to actually stamp when I want to use a stamp. And then the other thing that I did was I actually stamped the stamps with these inks so that I can see which stamps I brought and what they look like in each color. I just thought that that was cute, so I could give myself like a little preview so I remembered what I brought, because I did pack this quite some time ago, just trying to get ahead of things. All right, and so the next thing that I have in here is obviously my traveler's journal or my traveler's notebook. I decided to simplify the inserts, so I really only have the zip pocket and then my plain insert. I don't think I'm gonna do much more than that because it's not really gonna be a busy trip while we're in New York because it's mostly there to see family, so we might just do a little sightseeing. And then obviously for Disney World, I will have a lot to say, but I'm gonna continue to use my like ongoing adventure insert because I want to be able to fill this up, and this one is just more so like family adventures. So I'll still use the same insert for that. And then here in the back of the TN, I did stuff my Hobonichi weeks. If you watched my 2025 plans video, which I'll link up here, I did want to try to test out. I am definitely going to test out the December monthly as well as the December weeklies that start on that last week of November, and this is the week that we are traveling, so I'll be able to use at least 2 weeks of the Hobonichi weeks while we're out of town. And then yeah, so I wanted to bring it along in case I was ready to try it out. And then the last thing that is gonna go in the Delphonics pouch is going to be my regular B6 journal, but I have it here because I'm still writing in it every day. Like this stuff I'm not using every day, like I'm not using my TN, but I am writing in my RSL B6 every day because this is my daily journal. So what I plan to do is I'm actually not gonna take the planner cover, and so that's why I've just put this clear cover on it so that it'll just like protect the journal while it's in here. And so as you can see, I'm recording this, sorry, I'm like looking at the pages. So as you can see, this is really all of the notebook I have left, but I am so determined to finish journaling in this for the year so I could say that I like made it the whole year. And so look at that chunk. It's not as chunky as some other planners I've seen, but I'm very proud of this and I'm very excited to finish it out. So these are the ones that I will take with me. And yeah, so let's go ahead and pack the entire pouch so you can see what it looks like with everything inside. Probably not the best to try and put those two at the same time. This one's a chunk, so I might put her behind so that it's up against the washi. And the traveler's notebook there, and then the tiny container will just sit kind of on top of those two notebooks. Oh, and then the last thing that I didn't share is that, let me do this. On my zipper, I have this lobster clasp charm from Coffee Monsters Co. I do really like a lot of her icons. I know her emoji is like the pride and joy of the brand, but I do like some of the stuff that are like emoji-less as well. So that's the Delphonics pouch. This beautiful thing is gonna go into my backpack along with 2 pen cases. And so very quickly, this pen case is going to be my fountain pens. I haven't put them in here yet because I am still using them on a day-to-day basis. So I will pack this on its own, and they will come with me nibs up in my seat back pocket. But this one, even though it's a rickshaw fountain pen case bag, I don't actually have any fountain pens that I'm planning to bring in here because I wanted to separate the fountain pens and my other markers just in case something happens with the fountain pens. I've heard about some folks potentially getting their fountain pens inspected just because the nibs are something that they're not familiar with. So I just wanted to have my fountain pens in a place where it would be easy for them to take a look at it if they needed to, and then also for me to be able to put them nibs up in my seat. Okay, so for this one, I chose this because it is like pretty flat. And so this one is just all my extra pens, brush pens, mild liners, my mechanical pencil, and my pen cutter. So I'm hoping I won't get stopped for this, but I'm debating whether or not to put my pen cutter in here or in here. So we'll see what happens. But both of these pen cases will be easily accessible in my backpack as well. And that's it, y'all. That is what I'm going to travel with. This is the setup here. outside of this trip, ideally I would only have the pouch, or at most the pouch and like one small pencil case. I actually would really just love to pack with this and then just kind of maybe stuff this in here if it'll fit, or maybe, I don't know, yeah, like do something like this where like I have my pens with me. But if I'm traveling, I'm definitely gonna want my printer, so we'll figure something out. We'll see how this works. Maybe I end up putting it in here. Yeah, I don't know. Something will work in the future, but I really do love this Delphonics pouch, and I haven't really found any other item that I feel like could replace it and still carry as much as it does with as many pockets as I'm able to use. So let me know in a comment down below what your favorite travel case is to use, whether it's something that I've shown here or something else that I've never heard of. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I hope to see you at the next video, my friends. Until then, have a fantastic day.